Winning arguments has little to do with truth. You raise your voice before they finish. You repeat your point before they answer. You attack their confidence before their evidence. Each move shifts the subject away from facts. Now the room watches who appears visibly stronger. Your certainty becomes evidence they never examined. Your interruption becomes visible momentum everyone can feel. Your aggression turns doubt into social risk. The argument stops testing what is actually true. It starts testing who can resist you. At work, you calmly challenge a mistaken deadline. Your manager cannot defend the numbers, so he questions your attitude instead. He calls your tone unhelpful and divisive. The room quietly abandons the original issue. Nobody there wants to become his next target. The deadline survives because resistance became expensive. His obvious error wins without becoming any truer. They redefine your evidence as disrespect. They deliberately redefine your patience as weakness. They redefine your objection as disloyalty. Then they gather allies before answering you. They force you to defend your character. They make your measured calmness look deeply suspicious. They make their confidence look authoritative. By then, the facts are almost irrelevant. You are arguing inside a frame they control, and the room accepts their version anyway. Why? Because most arguments are not judged privately. They are usually judged by a watching audience. That audience rarely studies every claim. It reads posture, speed, confidence, and alliances. A wrong person who controls those signals can look safer than a careful person. Safety matters because agreement has social consequences. People often fear isolation more than factual error. They fear challenging someone who punishes resistance. They fear supporting someone who may lose. So they follow the position carrying less risk. This is the first mechanism. Certainty becomes a substitute for proof. Pressure becomes a substitute for persuasion. Status becomes a substitute for accuracy. You may have better evidence, but evidence does not control the room. The frame controls what evidence means. Call your correction disrespect, and facts become rebellion. Call your hesitation weakness, and caution becomes guilt. Call your disagreement betrayal, and independence becomes danger. Once the labels settle, every response helps them. Defend yourself, and you accept their accusation. Get angry, and you confirm their warning. Withdraw, and they claim you had nothing. The frame wins before the argument ends, but something deeper keeps that frame alive. The audience is protecting its own social identity. Admitting you are right may expose their cowardice. It may reveal they supported authority over truth. It may force them to confront earlier silence. So they defend the stronger appearance. Not because they believe it completely, because reversing themselves carries a personal cost. They would rather preserve consistency than recover accuracy. That is why public errors become stubborn. They are no longer defending the claim. They are defending the person they became when they chose power over truth. Your opponent wins when correction feels like confession. Winning arguments has little to do with truth. In The Prince, Machiavell examines how appearances often shape judgment more powerfully than private virtue. This video applies that idea to arguments. People frequently judge confidence, authority, and social positioning before they examine evidence. When someone is clearly wrong, why do people still hesitate to challenge them publicly? Arguments are not won by whoever is right. Truth does not win arguments. Control does. Your best evidence can still make you lose.